Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And you know what? I'm pretty sure everyone is having a wonderful day today after this stock is trading significantly higher in after hours. Sorry, we actually had a very big push higher. We're actually up 8.5% in the after hours on the news that GameStop is going to be adding Bitcoin to their investment strategy. Again, this was kind of like portrayed around here, around this time, when that picture with Michael Saylor was posted. And I mean, it was kind of interesting because we gapped up, we pushed higher, and then sold off. And everyone was like super upset at the time. It's really weird how the market works, you know? Like, you give news at a certain point in time, and the market hates it, right? Because it's just speculation. They're not going to do it, and then when they do it, it's like, oh yeah, it's amazing. It's people love it now. It's like it's just like people are fine with the investment in Bitcoin. It's just funny. I just find it funny how the market works sometimes, right? But anyways, let's get into the analysis here, and we'll take a look at our account. So obviously, I added some shares today. I posted it, another 500. I mean, I look like a genius right now, right? Because we're pumping up in the after hours, but we don't really know where the stock is going to open tomorrow, and we always want to stay level-headed. And I want to give you guys some actually a few bullish cases and a short-term bearish case. So let's take a look at what I have in front of me. So right now I've labeled this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Where tomorrow we go higher but make a lower high on the RSI, right? Something like this, where the stock goes like that, and the RSI will do something like this. Now we can make the case that we have a wave 1, right? And it's about to come to an end, but we don't know where the fifth wave will end. It could obviously extend further and then pull back later. Now let's take a look at, that's just a short-term normal bullish case. Let's take a look at the very hyper bullish case that obviously a lot of people are going to get excited over, but I just want to let you know that we don't know that if this is going to happen, right? It's not a guarantee. What if I'm wrong and this is not a 5-wave move up and it's something like a 1 2, a 1 2, because you do have enough RSI reset to make the case that this is a 1 2, right, setup. And now this becomes a 1 2 1 2, and it's very bullish because now you have a third, like you have you could have a major pump coming, right? Where we gap up and we run, like we just start surging. And for that to happen, in my opinion, I think Bitcoin would need to start surging as well, which is not really doing right now. It's kind of consolidating at 87,000, and we can get to some Bitcoin analysis in a bit. But what I'm kind of expecting is not really this move, but it can happen. So that's why we're still holding long. We're still holding our positions, right? I still think that there's much more upside coming for GameStop. I don't think that this move is just gonna fade and we're gonna break the lows. That's actually not my most favorite scenario. My most favorite scenario is I believe we found a significant bottom here. We've broken out of the daily cycle low, right? Daily cycle is now broken out. Now what we do from here, right, is up to really interpretation of the charts, like how you want to, gauge it. So right now, let's just leave it like this, right? Conservative. I always like to leave it with the conservative count. So my best case scenario is that we rally tomorrow, we gap up, and we continue to run, but it eventually stalls out. Maybe you find some resistance somewhere, and then you pull back in a wave 2. Because again, I'm pretty sure everybody just wants it to go up straight up, non-stop. Every day's an up day, no more pullbacks, right? I'm pretty sure that's all what we want. But again, we got to be realistic. That's probably not what's gonna happen, right? The best case scenario is probably like something like we surge, or the market gaps up, or we just gap up lower than where we are in pre-market. This is why I don't like after hours and pre-market, right? It can be heavily manipulated because there's much lower volume, and then on earnings people FOMO in, and sometimes it's the wrong move, right? It can happen. It happens a lot. Where on earnings it's great, like, right, we had better EPS, right? And then revenue was a little bit short, but that doesn't really matter because the news is very bullish. But you buy in over in the after hours, up over 8%, and then tomorrow morning it's only up 2% or 3%, right? Well, we don't know how it's gonna open tomorrow. You always want to trade the cash markets. I don't really like to trade the after hours, the pre-market, unless it's like I just want to close a position or something like that. But yeah, that's just my opinion, but you guys can do whatever you want. Now, just basic TA here, you have an possible inverse head and shoulders if you pull back in this wave too, and that's basically it, right? And you have a lot of upside from there, like the breakout from this would be like a gift if it even pulls back just like a little bit. If it were to come back to 23.50 it's a gift. Oh my God! Like to me, it would be a gift from the market, right? And we would have a huge opportunity for a big pattern setup here, and it would be a huge breakout in my opinion. But again, we're not there yet, so we can't really trade the future. We trade what's in front of us. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here at the moment. The more bearish count is like we break the lows, but I see that as very unlikely at the moment given where the market is and everything seems to be okay. We've bounced back. GameStop is trading very well. Let's take a look at market cipher, right? So if we've talked about this, the weekly time frame looking very solid now. We have a green dot, 16 in the -5 on the dual band strength index. Again, very bullish dual band strength index numbers. You had that red money flow curling up, like I talked about a couple of weeks ago. We want to see curves. We want to see a nice curvature, nice smooth curve coming back up. That's exactly what we want to see. And on top of that, the RSIs are flipping bullish. That's what you want to see. The VWAP is with you. You have a lot of stuff going with you right now. The momentum is towards the upside. The 4-day time frame, green dot, 14 in the -3. 3-day time frame, 16 in the -5 on the dual band strength index. Tight RSI bands on the 3-day, looking very good. 2-day time frame, 24 in the -5 on the dual band strength index, amazing. Daily time frame. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit dicey. We still have red money flow. The RSI bands are expanding ahead of time a little bit, so I mean it's okay. It's not the greatest. Usually you want them to stay nice and tight on the rally up, but they can get expansions from here now and then, so that's okay. The 4-hour time frame. Okay, now you have the momentum kind of curling in, but tomorrow, right, we're gonna gap up or get open break even. I don't know where we're gonna be. I'm pretty sure we're gonna gap up, but right, this can extend. This can print a green dot at the open. And it could be very now the indicators, the longer term indicators or medium time frame indicators are getting a little bit unreliable because you have earnings and that throws everything off. Usually it stabilizes back, but on the 1 hour, increasing green money flow, and right at the close you closed with a green dot and a 15 on the -5. So again, this looks like it can push much higher. It can continue to churn higher before you can get any kind of significant pullback. Like it could continue to just grind higher, right? And then you get mild dips along the way. So it could continue to do that, and a lot of people are going to get left behind because they weren't willing to buy during this dip. This is exactly where I didn't buy the bottom. I bought around 21.75 and 22. I was buying at the lows and I accumulated some more. I accumulated some more here and a little bit here on the dip too. So you just buy on these dips, and these are opportunities. This is a wave to retrace. And if the shorts, in my opinion, are trying to short a wave 3, it's suicide. It's like, my God, they're gonna get blown up. Like this is serious. This is really dangerous. Like they're gonna have to deleverage. They're gonna have to close all their shorts because this is too much. This would be too much in my opinion. It can get out of control really fast, and it can it can turn into one of those, you know, days where we just gap up and run, and then the day after that gap up and run again, and the shorts continue to get punished. But we'll see. We're not there yet. Or we could be starting that, but we'll take it slow, right? The daily time frame, nothing really new. The weekly, we'll start off with the weekly too. So nothing really new going on. 3-day, 2-day, 4-day, daily. Wave edge 2, not really showing too much in terms of selling. You did get some selling here, a little bit of selling. 30-minute time frame, yeah, a little bit of selling here. Green cross though, so again the momentum is up. So you always want to take a look at market cipher and see where the momentum is, and the momentum is shifting towards the upside. So the momentum waves are open towards the upside. They could continue to run. I would not call for any pullback yet at all. But again, if we don't know how the cash markets are going to open. You trading the after hours, right? People were trading the after hours here, and they were expecting a gap up and run, and you know it really looked like it because you had 3 waves down. But you know what? The market had something else in mind, and it double corrected lower. It double corrected, and it went down lower and extended lower, right? And when I told people that, nobody wanted to hear that shit. Right? It had like zero upvotes that time. Like people did not want to hear that it was gonna go lower, but everybody always wants to hear it's gonna go higher, right? And yes, now the doors are open for much higher prices. This is the time to be bullish, right? It's not the best time to buy, but it's good if you've bought already. You just sit on your hands and you enjoy the ride up, right? We gotta go get our boys at 120. So again, I don't want to talk too much longer here because I don't want to go over the 50-minute limit. I have about 3 minutes left. So again, let's think logically too, because you have to think, right? They haven't bought Bitcoin yet. They've announced that they have a strategy to accumulate Bitcoin. And for me, the Bitcoin chart looks like it can extend higher. It can for sure, but it is struggling right now. It's already in a very dangerous area of a reversal, right? Bitcoin, I see a lot of people post that it's already above this trend line. For me, it's just connect all the top ticks, and you're not above this trend line yet. And Ryan Cohen is not known for buying stuff at all-time highs. He's known for buying stuff at the lows. So is Bitcoin really at its low? Has the Bitcoin found its low? Is it at the bottom, right? Is this the bottom? Is 90,000 the bottom for Bitcoin, and it's just going to take off? Like I have a bullish, we are looking for a bottom in Bitcoin, right? And if it's really going to bottom, then it's going to go crazy. It's going to go to like 200,000 or something like that. We don't know why it would do that, but that's what the chart is showing. But if it hasn't bottomed, it has much lower to go, unfortunately. And crypto could be in a lot of trouble, you know, in the short to medium term if it doesn't firm up. And again, this is just my Bitcoin analysis, and I trade a lot of Bitcoin. So again, all these reversal points, these are my entries and stuff. So I do okay with Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin needs to take out this high and show that it has 5 waves up instead of all these connectors, or else it won't be able to go higher. And again, if Ryan Cohen is going to buy Bitcoin for GameStop, he's going to buy at the lows. He doesn't buy the highs. He doesn't FOMO in, right? He buys the lows. So if it's going to go lower, he's going to buy lower. I don't think they said that they've bought Bitcoin yet, but they've added it to their strategy, which means they're going to do something like MicroStrategy. Well, not exactly, but like MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin, right? And MicroStrategy is at risk of a reversal too in my area right now. And if it goes down to here, and MicroStrategy's here, this is probably where Bitcoin would bottom. If it is going to go lower, and this is the same thing for GameStop, and I don't think GameStop is gonna go that low, because I don't think they've bought Bitcoin yet. But when they do, they're probably gonna buy the low. And again, we don't know if it's now or if it's later, but it's just good to own the stock. Anyways, that's my analysis here, reaching the 15-minute limit. Thanks for watching, guys. I do these videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Have a wonderful evening. Let's see how the markets trade tomorrow. Peace.